Have you ever been somewhere so peaceful that you just want to stay there forever? But suddenly reality says, okay buddy, time to go back to the city. Well, that's basically the story behind today's flight. Welcome to SkyRouteX, where we don't just look at airplanes. We explore the stories behind the routes. Today, we're following QantasLink flight QF1508, flying from Hobart, Tasmania, to Sydney, Australia, aboard a modern Airbus A220-300 registered VH-X4C. From the calm atmosphere of Tasmania, to the skyscrapers, beaches, harbour and non-stop energy of Sydney. So buckle up, because today we're going to explore. Why is the Hobart-Sydney route so popular? What makes both cities special? Why do passengers choose this route? And what makes the Airbus A220-300 such an interesting aircraft for this journey? Let's go. Airplane flight QF1508. Here are the flight details. Flight QF1508 Airline, QantasLink route, Hobart HBA, Sydney SYD date, August 15th, 2026 aircraft, Airbus A220-300 registration, VH-X4C call sign, QLK1508 aircraft type code, BCS-3 operator, National Jet Systems Mode S, 7C78AA. The scheduled departure was 6:05. The actual departure was around 6:14, only a few minutes later than scheduled. And honestly, it's still early morning. Even the airplane probably needed coffee. After a flight time of approximately 1 hour and 34 minutes, QF1508 landed in Sydney at around 7:48. The scheduled arrival was 8:05. So despite leaving slightly later than scheduled, the aircraft actually arrived ahead of the scheduled arrival time. Not bad. That's what we call Australian morning speedrun. Hobart, the journey begins. Our journey starts in Hobart, the capital of Tasmania. Tasmania is famous for its spectacular natural landscapes, historic towns, fresh air, and unique atmosphere. And Hobart has a personality of its own. If Sydney feels like go, 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 Hobart feels more like relax, mate. Enjoy the view first. The city offers a combination of history, waterfront scenery, local food, culture, and easy access to Tasmania's natural attractions. One of the most famous landmarks near Hobart is Kanani/Mount Wellington. From the mountain area, visitors can enjoy spectacular views across Hobart and the surrounding region. So if you're looking for a destination that combines city life with nature, Hobart is definitely worth considering. What makes Hobart special? One of Hobart's biggest attractions is its atmosphere. It's generally calmer and less hectic than Australia's biggest metropolitan cities. There is the waterfront, historic architecture, restaurants, local markets, and plenty of opportunities to explore Tasmania. One famous attraction is the Salamanca Market, where visitors can discover local food, crafts, art, and products. So Hobart isn't simply nice weather, nice view, take photo, done. There's much more to explore. But eventually, every journey has to continue. And this time, our next destination is Sydney. Why do passengers choose Hobart, Sydney? So why is this route so important? The answer is simple. It connects Tasmania with one of Australia's biggest economic, business, tourism, and transportation centres. Sydney is a major destination for business travellers, domestic tourists, international connections, students, families, leisure travellers, Tasmanian residents travelling to mainland Australia. For travellers from Tasmania, Sydney offers access to a huge metropolitan area. For travellers from Sydney, Hobart provides a gateway to Tasmania's unique landscapes, culture, and slower pace of life. Basically, Hobart says, come and relax. Sydney says, okay, now let's get busy. And that's exactly what makes this route useful. What makes this route special? The Hobart-Sydney route is interesting because it connects two places with completely different personalities. The journey is also relatively efficient by air. A flight of around an hour and a half allows passengers to move from Tasmania to one of Australia's major metropolitan areas in a relatively short amount of time. Instead of spending much longer traveling through alternative transport combinations, flying offers a practical option for many passengers. And there's another interesting part. You can leave Hobart surrounded by a calmer, more relaxed environment. And roughly an hour and a half later, boom, you're in Sydney. Skyscrapers, harbour, beaches, tourists, business, traffic, everything changes. That's one of the beautiful things about aviation. An airplane doesn't just move people from point A to point B. It moves people between completely different environments. Meet the aircraft, Airbus A220-300. Now let's talk about the star of today's flight. The aircraft operating QF1508 is an Airbus A220-300. Registration, VH-X4C. The Airbus A220 is a modern narrow-body aircraft designed for short to medium-haul operations. The A220 family is known for its modern design, efficiency, and passenger-focused cabin. And the A220-300 is particularly interesting for routes like Hobart, Sydney. It's large enough to efficiently carry passengers on a busy domestic route, but not so huge that you need a map just to find your seat. Why is the A220 interesting? The Airbus A220 features a modern design focused on efficiency and passenger comfort. The aircraft also features relatively large windows and a modern cabin environment. For passengers who love looking outside during the flight, that's definitely a bonus, because sometimes the best entertainment system is simply the window. No Wi-Fi required, no subscription, no buffering, just clouds, and if you're lucky, an incredible view of Australia from above. VH-X4C. According to the flight information provided, VH-X4C is an Airbus A220-300 operating for QantasLink. The listed operator is National Jet Systems, or NJS. The QantasLink code shown is QLK, and the flight call sign is QLK1508. The aircraft information also lists Mode S, 7C78AA, and type code BCS3. The registration VH-X4C follows Australia's aircraft registration system, so while passengers may simply see QF1508, behind the scenes, there are several layers of identification that help aviation systems track and identify the aircraft. Welcome to Sydney. And finally, we arrive in Sydney. Sydney is one of Australia's most famous cities and a major destination for both domestic and international travelers. The city is instantly recognizable thanks to landmarks such as Sydney Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge. And of course, there's the famous Bondi Beach. Sydney also offers a huge mix of shopping, restaurants, museums, parks, entertainment, business districts, and cultural attractions. So after leaving Tasmania's relatively relaxed atmosphere, QF1508 delivers passengers directly into one of Australia's busiest urban environments. Quite a change. Two cities, two different personalities. And honestly, this is what makes the Hobart-Sydney route so interesting. Hobart represents nature, history, relaxation. Tasmania. Sydney represents business, tourism, modern city life, energy. It's almost like traveling from, let's enjoy nature, to, okay, back to reality. But that's what travel is about. Sometimes we travel to escape our routine. Sometimes we travel for work. Sometimes we travel to visit family. And sometimes, we just need to see something different. There's actually a small life lesson hidden inside this flight. An airplane cannot reach Sydney by simply sitting at Hobart Airport. It has to move. It has to take off. It has to face wind. It has to pass through clouds. And eventually, it reaches its destination. Life works the same way. Sometimes your schedule doesn't go according to plan. Sometimes you're delayed. Sometimes progress feels painfully slow. But being delayed doesn't mean you're lost. It doesn't mean you won't arrive. What matters is that you keep moving. So if your life feels slower than everyone else's right now, don't give up. Delayed is not the same as defeated. Keep learning. Keep trying. Keep moving forward. Because as long as you're still moving, your journey isn't over. And that's our journey with QantasLink QF1508, flying from Hobart to Sydney aboard the Airbus A220-300 VH-X4C, a route connecting Tasmania with one of Australia's most iconic metropolitan cities. From the calm atmosphere of Hobart to the energy of Sydney, now it's your turn. Would you rather visit Hobart for nature and relaxation, or Sydney for beaches, landmarks, and city life? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more aviation stories from SkyRouteX. Because here at SkyRouteX, we don't just watch airplanes fly, we discover the stories behind every route. Until the next flight, keep flying, keep exploring, and never stop moving forward. because just like an airplane, you may experience turbulence, but turbulence doesn't mean you have to abandon your destination. SkyRouteX, every route has a story.